Hello and welcome back to Pandemic Playground with Dave. So today we're going to continue surviving Pertam, the Wastelands, by continuing to build our mobile base. Alright, so first thing I need to do is actually put a type of system so that this thing can go down while I'm on the ground. One of the comments obviously mentioned a sensor, and yeah, that would do it. I'm thinking maybe put a sensor here right on the piston to go directly down, and when I run into it, it'll just bring the piston down, and I'll bring the piston back up once I hit the button. That would probably be the most ideal thing, because if I were to do it down here, remember these are half blocks, so putting them on here is not possible. So I think the best spot is going to be that that piston there. But first we do need to gather some sensor material. So I'm just gonna bring this guy up and come down and go back up with this scaffolding in a second. Alright, so what I'm planning to do is put the sensor right up here, and I'm gonna have to find a way to put some blocks so I can actually crawl over there or climb up to there. So it looks like, oop, I can do this, and that works. Alright, so we put the sensor here. Oh, need to detect the components. I'll be right back. Alright, perfect. So we have our sensor, so we gotta program the sensor. I kind of want it to be directly down from the piston end, so that's going to be a little rough. So we do 0 for everything, and I think the back is gonna be 1, and we can do left and right 1 as well, I think. And of course we got to turn on our show field here, which I don't see the field anywhere yet because I have to show on HUD. There you go. There's the block there, so we can go down, and down is going to be, they say 10 for now, and that should do it because it's not protruding out, which I don't want it to detect while I'm protruding out there. I want it to just detect the player, so we're gonna set that up as well. So where is that? Detect players on. You get floating objects, small ships, small grid, that's right. No, so I just want to detect people. That's fine. So that's detecting people once I get to it. Okay. So now I don't know how low it is to the ground. It's with 10, so let's just bring it down and see how low it goes. Okay, so 10 is definitely not working. It needs a little bit more. I wish I had a controller here, but I don't. So I'm gonna have to bring this guy up and bring it back up. We could bring it as low as possible, like 20. Doesn't really matter. Only because it's not gonna detect players on the ground, I hope. I doubt it would, but let's just find out. Let's see. Sensor 10. Looks like we could have doubled it. Let's just say 20 meters. And that should just do it from there. Can't see much right now, but if it detects to the bottom, okay, that's not too bad. So it gets a little lower than that, so I think it's even going through the ground, which is fine, because we want to get into it so that this thing comes down. Well, my whole entire vehicle is lifted up right now. That's why it's not touching the ground, but it is another dangerous point to have going this low. So we might have to lower the torque of the piston so then when it does come down, it doesn't push the vehicle upwards a bit. So we gotta also be careful of that. We can easily do that just to knock down the torque a bit. And unfortunately, the only control I can use is this. That's the easy part of it. I think I can lower it to, let's just say 15. That might do. Pistons, we're gonna lower the impulse axes for both of these things here. And hopefully that will work out. So when it does hit the ground, it's going to be okay. What else I need to do is, of course, set up the sensor to have an action. So what we want to do is have the piston just extend once once the sensor's hit. So it should be good enough where I will never hit it when I jump close to it. Okay, so I need to bring it. Oh, I can't do it back too much because that's where the sensor is. That's the way it's going to have to be, I think. So if I bring this up like so, it's a little weak and wobbly because of the axes, I think, or the torque of it. Alright, so it's kind of screwed up with those, so I lighten it a little more. Alright, this works out. It's just right there. If I touch it, it should bring it down. Perfect. Alright, so that's working out pretty well. So that's done. Got a sensor with a door system. That way I can get up to the second floor, or the first floor, actually, as quickly as possible, which is awesome. So let's just turn this thing back up. Let's just fix the torque of it really quick. Probably shouldn't have put it too low. Let's just do 4,000. 4,000. Oop, that needed an extra 0. Perfect. Okay. Let's bring this. Let's hope it goes up. If it doesn't go up, I'm gonna get stuck up down here. Okay, so that's working out. All right. Okay, so that's not too bad. Now we have a nice little closure in the bottom, airtight system. And again, I could put a lot more stuff up there if I really wanted to. I could probably put a few batteries if I really wanted to up there, to be honest. Probably won't be doing that, but that's just an idea. I'm thinking of putting some batteries here, but I do need to weld these things up, which is the cargo containers. And what I want to do is kind of put some passageways down here so I can walk up to these points. I might do that. I gotta get some passages from up here, which I need a new system to get up here, because this is not going to work out if I constantly have to break a little hole. I haven't figured out what's the best way to do this yet, but we'll figure it out quite soon. So I want to use a passage here, and I want to use the nicer passages. Passages 2, or maybe these here. Most likely these. So what we can do is, can we use this one? Yes, we can. Alright. So use this one. And hopefully got the materials. No small steel tubes. So I need to find a way to get this all connected, because this is a bit of a pain to constantly have to turn this to collect things. But it is what it is for now. Oh, almost missed that. Alright. Perfect. Alright, so we can check this hole. Grab it, whatever we can. I can't grab too much, so that sucks. Alright, so we're gonna climb back up. This is the only way I know how to really get up to the top right now without having to grab everything, which is okay. Alright, so passages I want to put here on the bottom. So the passages, let's see which one's nice. This is the old one, so we want to use, a windowed one. That's not going to work for here. T section, which is awesome. Corners. Oh, that kind of looks cool. That one we could technically put right back here if we wanted to. Probably not necessary, maybe? Why not? I'm just going to do that. I'm going to do it on both sides. So we have the passages back here, and it'll kind of connect. Yeah, it'll connect. And then we have the passage, not the frame, not the cross beams. We could kind of use this, but I think we're going to use the one with the lights, so you can see a little bit better. We can put this one here, like so. And we can add more here on this side. I don't know if I can put anything here. No, I can't put anything right in the middle because there's windows in the way. So this part I can probably just wall off so we don't have to get to it or see that part of it. I can use something other than a passage maybe. Or maybe I just wall off. Should I even wall it off? I could kind of wall it off like that. And I think that's what I'm going to do. And we can do it. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we can do it this way. It's a bit odd. Actually, you know what? No. Let's get rid of that one. Let's just double up this one. We're going to do it this way like this. Would that look kind of weird? Yeah, that kind of looks weird. Alright, so we're just going to have to leave this alone for now and figure it out how we're going to do this. But we just got to weld up these guys here. So now we can easily get up to the cargo conveyor or the port hose or whatever you want to call it easily over there. So it kind of looks like, yeah, it takes a significant amount of materials for these, but at least it has some kind of light in the inside. Alright, I need a lot of stuff. Okay, so it might be a smart idea to move the whole crane system so we can collect more materials, because I'm missing small steel tubes, I believe. Yeah, small steel tubes in this system. So we're just gonna have to connect somehow. Ooh. Okay, so we want to bring this up. Nearly forgot my buttons because it's been a while since I used this crane, to be honest. To move. Alright, so here we go. We're gonna connect it there. And of course, we can move materials into our welder or the large container here. So we need interior plates. Oop, we don't necessarily need to do it that way. Alright, so you need steel tubes, small steel tubes. Where are they? We have a whole bunch of them here. We'll move this here. We'll move this here as well. Girders, I think we had. Everything else we kind of had too, but I'm just gonna move a little bit more stuff into our cargo container on our welder, or it was the grinder, but we changed that at some point. I think we're good, and we're just gonna put large steel tubes. I think we have large steel tubes, right? Large steel tubes. Metal grids for the hell of it. Solar cells just in case. Probably unnecessary, but I think that should be good. Okay, so I'm gonna unlock and bring this guy back. And yeah, I should really lower the speed here on these things because it does go pretty quickly. That's why it's causing a lot of damage to my systems when I collide on there. But it is what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna weld up the inside. And again, this project is quite a lengthy one because it's pretty much building everything from scratch. Kind of unplanned too. Not sure what design I'm going for. I'm just gonna build as I go, to be honest. Alright, there we go. So we have our storage, and we have full access to it from the top end, and we have access to it from the top, I believe. Actually, no. Alright, so what I'm gonna do here is basically probably put some batteries right here in between the two. That way we can still walk on this side, and we have some batteries. And I'm thinking 4 batteries will be more than enough here. So that should be good for the most part. And since we have turbines on top, then we can easily charge these things up as quickly as possible. So battery is going to take a bit of a time to actually put together, and then kind of wait for it to kind of work itself out. So, well, alright, so battery is going to take a while to kind of weld up together. So I'm going to put them somewhere here, and then we'll kind of fix all that in a bit. So do I really want to put it here? If I put it here, we can put it here and here. So we could potentially do 6. Or better yet, we put it against this wall. But I think if we put it back here initially, we'll be fine. Or maybe 2, yeah, I think 2 back here and 2 back there. So a total of 4. I think that'll work. That would be a lot better actually. So let's just do that. So gonna have to get more materials from the top and kind of get this thing going. I don't think I have a lot of materials for batteries right now, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to weld them up as quickly as possible. I would prefer to, so I can charge them up. But let's see what's gonna happen if I put them here, and a whole bunch of power cells, which I might not have. And of course, I gotta get to the other side and put 2 more. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like it over here a lot more than in between. So we're gonna leave the space kind of open so we can walk around if we need to. Probably want to put some more passages down this way. And if we really want to, we put more batteries here. But I think I could also put a connector back here too, so I can charge up whenever necessary. So that's a bit of an idea too that we can do. Not sure how I'm going to connect everything this high up though, but we just got to find a way to do it as a connector, maybe with some pistons in some ways. I think that's going to be the best bet, but I'm not sure how that's going to really turn out. So we'll leave it as that for now. We could put more batteries. We could put more batteries this way if we really wanted to. So I'm going to hold off on that for now. as we probably don't have a lot of mats for batteries. So power cell is going to be the pain point here to kind of bring up and down the from the welding machine or from the base to kind of get this thing going. So we just don't have enough power cells, but we can't even do anything yet. Do we have an antenna? No, we don't have. Oh, we do have an antenna. Can we just control it by terminal? Nope. If I had that on, maybe. Cool. Large grid. So that one is actually that guy over there. So why can't I control this one? Is that antenna not connected to this grid somehow? It should be. Or no, it's a static grid. That's why. Alright, so that's all welded up. The batteries are done. It's nighttime because we've done a lot more than just weld up the batteries. So, a lot of designing that I've done here, which you may have noticed, doing a quick look. So, as we did before, batteries back here by the storage area. Put a little piping system and then the passage ways down here, which looks pretty cool. A little claustrophobic, but pretty cool in some ways. So looped it around the whole way around to cover the storage containers down here. And what I added also is pretty much these stairs going to the second floor and into the next spot. Well, going to the second floor. So this is still considered first floor. It's kind of like 1.5 or whatever floors, however you may call it. But this is kind of the second floor here. And then we have kind of the bridge area here. I guess you could say a third floor. So I added a whole bunch of stuff here. I put these glass here to make it airtight with these storage containers. We can separate the second floor and make it airtight, which got to make some corridors for these guys. But the more important piece is these refinery and the assembler. So this is the heavy industry assembler and this is the regular refinery. Because the way it looks right now. So I didn't want to build it top high with the refinery. I just want to put it sideways like this. So I'll have it on both sides, as you see here. And the reason for it to be on the side, let me just show you in my spectator mode real quick. Well, it is mainly for the mods to be put on the outside. I want to put the mods out here, either sideways, vertically, or horizontally. Either going down this way or going one by one up here, one by up and down, just to give it a little more design. Although it might not be ideal to have them outside, but hey, based on I've done something like this before and it really makes it pop, which is going to be similar to what we have on the base here. So if you can imagine how that's going to look, all these mods will be sticking out on the top or on the outside. So it looks pretty cool that way. And an added design, never done this before, just want to try these pipings on the outside. I feel like I should have looped them on the outside, to be honest. So like say this one should have looped out a little bit more, and then this one all the way out here, so loop block one more and then go in, because the mod's gonna stick out here. Maybe that's okay for the most part, I don't know. It looks okay. I welded up some of the steel plates here just to take a look and see how it looks like, and doesn't look too bad. I may have to put a conveyor right over there to make it look a little better. So the top one has no purpose in terms of the piping or conveyor, but it's just kind of a different design once you give it a shot, because we actually do have a ton of space in this rover for a lot of things, which we may not even get to use unless we do more designing in that sense. But all of my designing or interior design, it's all going to be within the second floor. The third floor is going to be probably the bridge, and I'm thinking maybe leaving the back portion, so all the way up to right around here, this spot here with this cut off in the middle. This is the light armor plates. So from here forward is going to be the bridge area and everything else that I need to control the rover. Maybe some programming blocks, timer blocks if necessary. But everything back here, which is going to be a lot of space. Maybe I should actually do it from here actually. There's so much space back here. I might do kind of like a flat bed kind of look, and throw in some vehicles back here. Whether they're large grid vehicles, small grid vehicles, likely small grid vehicles for the most part. Maybe some drones if anything, but I do need to figure out a way to get it down there if I have a rover system. And I was thinking of using a kind of like a crane system to push it down, move it down there, which might be ideal. I think it's going to be somewhat of a hinge system. I'm going to say multiple hinges in one spot. It's going to fold down up to here with pistons, and then we can bring it back. We can bring it up, turn it, and then drop it in that sense. So that might be the way to do it. It's a little more complicated than it needs to be, but yeah, I think I can find a decent way of doing it and make it lock into the ground too. So it's probably gonna be like a double arm system where it can fold up, but I don't have to worry too much about being flopping around everywhere. So we try to make it as compact, right in the middle. I would think to make it kind of fold down, and then we can swing around and grab all the different vehicles that we need, or we could drive the vehicles around to the spot to get picked up and then placed down onto the ground. So yeah, there are a lot of different ways I could do it, so we're gonna have to figure that one out eventually. But yeah, I don't know if I want to stick these guys outside more. If it looks better, I might do it. So I don't know. But yeah, so the bridge is here. It's gonna take a little bit of time to do. I am putting a whole bunch of these light armor panels here, so I can have a nice little view for the bottom where it looks a little taller instead of being compact with like a steel plate or a light armor block where you can only see one block area. So I'm just gonna keep it as that for now. And yeah, again, there's so much room here to kind of mess around with, which is a good thing and kind of a bad thing because we don't want all this wasted space. But I did also add in the front some spotlights and a vent system or air vent system to depressurize into the oxygen tanks. So I put them on the outside to thinking it'll look decent, but not looking that great. So I might change it up depending. I might be able to just put some barred windows in front, make it look a little better instead. I don't know. I might just push it in one more and then put a barred window in front of it to flush it out that way. But I do need to round out the front a bit more. It's looking rather dull and brick-like. The bottom piece looks good because of this curvature and everything like that. But this part, this corner here, is looking a little too plain. I'm going to have to fix that up a little bit too. And in terms of the front here, might go with that armor, or not armor, but the gate system I've done before on my ship in surviving space, or the space survival. So this one here, you can put right in front. It's 4 blocks wide. It'll be something like that, and have a window system right behind it. So if I were to get attacked, at least I have some extra damage absorption, I would think, and then the window will be behind it. But we'll see how that's gonna look. I'm gonna push it back more, I believe, if I'm gonna kind of make it more rounded out. So don't have a clue what that's gonna look like right now, but I'm thinking of it and working on it. But I'm just gonna continue to work on the second floor. Add all the hab stuff that we need, or livable stuff that we can add here. Maybe a kitchen, TV, stuff like that. Hydrogen, we might need to put down maybe few small tanks. Nothing too big. An O2H2 generator would be nice as well. But I do need to mess around with more of the piping. Right now it's all straightforward piping, so all that needs to kind of stay that way, but I do need to bring them out to certain areas too. Especially if you're going to have vehicles out here getting connected into it. So I have to put some connectors outwards a little bit more too. So yeah, I spent probably a good few hours here just welding things up and starting the build of the interior design. It's a bit much to work on, so hopefully I can keep going and make this look a lot better than what it is now. Alright, so I'm going to run the time lapse now, and I hope you guys do enjoy it, as you'll see how I Kind of ran back and forth to put this all together within 3 hours or so. Alright, thank you guys very much for watching. Please hit that thumbs up, like the video. If you haven't done so already, consider subscribing to the channel. Hit that notification bell to be alerted of upcoming videos. Feel free to drop a comment down below. And of course, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.